A 31-year-old woman had sought medical help everywhere without success. What was the illness? After sitting down, she reached out her hands. The skin on her palms was very thick, like the skin of old ginger. I asked, "Is it the same on your feet?" She said it was on her feet as well. I asked, "Is it usually difficult for you to sleep?" She replied, "It is hard to sleep. I toss and turn and cannot fall asleep." I felt her pulse. The pulse on her right hand was thin and weak, disappearing when pressed firmly. At that time, I considered that she was quite thin and appeared to have insufficient physical energy. Sometimes she would be irritable and feel vexed. I asked her what illness she came to treat. She replied, "I just come to treat my palms and soles. I have to get an injection every month. After the injection, the skin on my hands and feet swells up, and then I have to scrape the skin off with a knife before I can walk. It was like this every single month." I asked her if she had any other symptoms. She replied, "I usually find it hard to sleep and difficult to fall asleep. After the menstruation comes, I cannot sleep for an entire week." I thought, difficulty falling asleep before menstruation and difficulty falling asleep after menstruation. What is the difference between these two? The first type of insomnia is definitely a gu-gun-tong-jung pattern, with eye pain, eye discomfort, and a dry nose. This is gu-gun-tong-jung. Why is it still hard to sleep and her heart feels vexed after menstruation? It should be that her shui is insufficient. Suddenly, the shui is gone. For insomnia and vexation occurring after menstruation, what prescription should we consider? I used Ge-Gen Tong plus Suan Zhao Ren Tong with heavy doses of dried ginger, ganjiang, and licorice, ganzao. I told her, "You will be better in 1 month." 1 month later, her hands and feet were smooth and clean. All skin diseases had faded away, and she was just like a normal person. She said happily, "I am pregnant. I have been treating these hands and feet for 20 years. I only thought it was a problem with my hands and feet and believed it had nothing to do with being unable to conceive. Who would have known that infertility was related to the hands and feet? I could never get pregnant, but after taking your medicine, I am pregnant." I said, "You have just conceived. At home, getting in and out of a car, or walking, you must be careful. Your constitution is weak. Do not have a miscarriage." She promised she would be careful, but one day, disaster struck. While hanging a quilt to dry, she used force with both hands and she suffered a miscarriage. People with insufficient qi and shui have weak strength. During pregnancy, one should not pull or reach up high, as it easily leads to miscarriage. Subsequently, she took the medicine for another month, became pregnant again, and gave birth to a boy. Notes: 1. Ge-Gun Tong, Suan Zhao Ren Tong, is the name of a classical ancient prescription. 2. Xie is produced from extremely refined substances after being transformed by qi, and is responsible for nourishing and moistening the entire body, and it is also the material foundation for our mental and thought activities. Xie is different from blood. 3. Qi is a TCM term for an extremely minute, highly vital substance that circulates constantly within the human body. This includes the qi of breathing. Qi drives and stimulates various physiological activities in the human body. The cessation of its movement signifies the end of life. Some substances in the human body are constantly present yet invisible, and some even exist only when the human body is alive, such as the qi of breathing. Warm reminder: pregnant women with weak qi and xie must avoid reaching up high, such as hanging quilts, during early pregnancy to prevent miscarriage.